where are you? You know,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
so that's the same person who messed up and went on holiday skiing in Austria, very nice. And then I had a client come on to me and say, we're sending our accounts at our meeting a week on Tuesday, which is in the diary. We've not had a clearance meeting, and where are the accounts? And I was left with no manager, a senior who's an import from South Africa, living in South Africa, who hasn't got a clue. And I had to pick it up and run a clearance meeting myself, set up the agenda, and put on the Martin show, and sort out the audit report, sort out the letters of rep, and just do everybody else's job, quite frankly.
Martin, I just got to really quickly answer the door. Just hold on.
All right, it's fine.
Hi, thank you. Yeah. Thanks very much.
Sorry.
It's all right, don't worry.
Okay. This is the same manager that let you down.
That's the same one, but here's another one. Right, our files get locked 30 days after the audit's signed, and you know what happens? Oh, I got my days mixed up. I thought I had one more day, so that got taken out of our hands and it's not finished. And we just keep going through situation. I've got another guy, and he's sat in a meeting room over there, and I've had him in this morning, and he's been on the phone to somebody for like 90 minutes, and we are up against a nightmare, right? And I got him in this morning and said, you've been hiding from me. You're hiding at home. You're not communicating with me. Right, where are we? And basically, he hasn't been working on my job. He's working on another job. And so I'm feeling very, very sorry for myself. I'm feeling very exposed externally. I'm feeling exposed internally. And I can't sleep. And it's just at every turn, we're really getting to a point where if I don't, you know, we're going to meetings to clear audits, and you know the agenda is my review points, nothing else. There's nobody's you know clients are complaining. Why are you asking all these questions at the end? Well, the reason is I'm the only bugger that's asking any questions.
Now, why is it that you're the only bugger asking any questions?
Because they are unable to, in a busy period, really focus in on what they're really meant to be doing. And so, you know, we've got a lot of people down at the bottom who don't know what they're doing because they've not really been in the building, and so they're struggling. And I think that there's some really poor prioritizing and project management skills below is what I see. And, you know, we are, you know, and I'm not alone in this. I mean, I'm speaking to other partners and there's some similar things, but, you know, we had the first situation was in the press this week that BDO are being sued.
Yeah.
And we're being sued because we didn't do our work on time. Now that may or may not be true, Amy, okay? And there will be lots of subplots behind that. But the fact of the matter is I brought up last November that I was concerned that this might happen. And I'll give you, so the one I'm trying to get finished tomorrow, they have told me they've lost 2 pitches because their accounts aren't in yet. Okay. I've got another client who said my accounts were late. I had to pay 50 grand utilities up front for my new contract, as well as the price going up. You know, and so I'm on the edge of this. You know, it did not surprise me to read this, because if you hit if the wrong person gets, you know, and no one else is like, they're all just, I don't know, no one else sees it, and no one else is, you know, really understanding. And the communication is, I mean, I'll call you in the morning, doesn't call me. And what's that about? What's that? Oh, I've had a really busy morning. Well, guess what? I've had a really busy morning, but this is client critical, as I explained to you last night. And you have chosen not to call me. It's not about being busy. You've chosen not to call me.
And how long has this been going on for?
It's getting worse. So it's been going on for a while, but it's now getting worse, you know.
And how many individuals are we talking about?
You're probably talking about 4.
Okay. And have they always been like this?
One of them's new. One of them is newly promoted. Well, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. What I would say is it's getting worse. It's getting worse.
Okay. Okay. Why do you think it's getting, I know why you think it's getting worse, as in the signs that it's getting worse, but what's driving it getting worse?
For me or for the business? No,
for these individuals, you know, this situation is getting worse. And I want to know what's driving that.
So I suspect is dealing with other things that they view are a higher priority.
And what would those things be then?
They would be larger clients with American parents or something like that, you know, that would fit into.
Okay.
It would fit into the top end of our client base on a normal basis.
Okay.
You know, and so that is deemed to be more important. So, you know, this guy that came into my office this morning, and I said, right, where are we? And I said, have you done this? He said, no. Have you done this? He said, no. I said, well, tell you what, turn it down. What have you done since we last spoke? And it was barely nothing. I said, so what have you been doing? He said, I've been working on a Hembry. So someone else's late set of accounts. But so there's a number of things here, but the comms have disappeared. You know, it's the not knowing, you know.
Okay.
So another.
Why do you think these guys, are they all men, by the way?
No, there are 3 female and 1 male.
3 female. Why do you think they're not communicating with you?
They don't want to tell me the bad news.
Why don't they want to tell you the bad news?
Well, here's something. Somebody else, so this is another partner saying to me, he had a conversation with one of our senior managers, and he said, it was very interesting. And she said to him, you're not like Martin. And he went, right. You know, Martin rolls his sleeves up and does anything for anyone.
Yeah.
But I'm scared to tell him when I've let him down. You, meaning the other partner, never do anything that's not your role. And Alistair's reply to that was, well, how do I put quality control into play if I don't stand away from it? But if we put there's an interesting.
But I think that conversation is really interesting.
Yeah.
So you've got this kind of paradox where, you know, you're like jack of all trades. You roll your sleeves up. You can do really menial stuff. You can do really high end stuff. You know, basically, you'll get your hands dirty doing anything, right?
Yeah.
But they don't like to tell you when they're letting you down.
That's what I think is happening.
And why do you think they don't like to tell you that?
Is it because I've done my bit and they've not? Because I don't shout.
No.
I barely swear. I have sworn because I'm exasperated, but I barely swear. So I'm not a shouter and baller. You know, but so I don't know, you know, I don't know the answer to that. But
well, I think we need to know the answer to that, because actually, if they can't tell you what they're doing, or more importantly, what they're not doing, that is a big problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you are a bit aroused at the moment. I don't mean sexually. I mean, you are a bit aroused, as in you're like, you know, I can feel it because I know you. You're frustrated. You're pissed off. You're worried.
I'm feeling let down as well.
Yeah. And you have been let down.
You know, and this chat, what I've got my crucial thing for, what I've tried to explain to him is that every time he brings me something,